the knife round. I think it was Na'Vi because they called stay. So it's going to be a CT side for Na'Vi to start off on train.
Well, you have to look at us for a little bit. They'll probably do a team huddle, I'd imagine. They will indeed. Zeus, he's actually been playing pretty decently at this
He still
point.
looks a little under the weather. Look at him. He looks like he's stressed right now.
Yes. He's been mentioning he's had some issues with health. He's got the pajamas on.
Seized has been playing in the pajamas. In fact, the only team that doesn't wear pajamas is probably Ninjas in pajamas.
They've got onesies as well.
They should, man. They should absolutely wear onesies. That should be their thing, 100%.
Yeah, why not? So the pajamas are out, relaxation pants. Just let it all hang out. It'll be absolutely fine. And it will be the team huddle coming in. Team coach Kane just discussing what their game plan's going to be here. He was brought in with Zeus from Gambit, the major winning side. And we'll see if they can get anything done here. I expect a heavy 2-0 for Na'Vi. As long as everything goes to plan and it's a normal game for them, they shouldn't have too many issues here. We'll see how that develops. Pistol will be very indicative as to where it goes. It's going to be trying to kick things off. Obviously no cash, no nuke. That's where Na'Vi would like to avoid. We are going to see overpass though, and that's where Heroic got 16-1, if you remember, Matt, against Cloud9. It's one of the first games we casted, and it was an absolute disaster.
Certainly was. It's yeah, it's an interesting road for Heroic. There was a time when Astralis and North were kind of in shambles. Not in shambles, but they were rebuilding, or, you know, Astralis was in the middle of their slump before they won the major last year. We're talking sort of end of 2016. When Heroic was even in the mix to be perhaps the best Danish team, they were surprising everyone. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, they were competing with, you know, the likes of both of those two aforementioned teams, as well as many others. In fact, they had a star ladder here last year when we were at the theater where they were excellent, and then they just went to nowhere. Just disappeared, vanished almost.
Well, Rubino has been brought in to kind of boost their chances. S-Tag was given about 6 months, I think, and it didn't really seem like he was performing at the level everyone was happy with. He was supposed to be one of the young prodigies where he could come in and be a heavy fragger for them. Very streaky performances by him, and sometimes very good. Most of the time, though, very average. Lovely chap. Hope it works out for him, and we'll see him back on the scene soon. Get some experience under his belt and see what next team he'll bring to the table. But Peacemaker is the coach as well. One of the first few events for him as he developed into this team. Moved over to Europe now. And it looks like we are ready to go live, ladies and gentlemen. It will be the first map of our second best of three. We're actually very much on schedule today.
We are, yeah, we're cruising right along. In fact, 3 best of threes today. The last 3 for the group stage, the last of which is Cloud9 going against Mouse Sports. That's a battle.
Oh, yes.
That's a game. So, pistol round this time, Henry. There's not 10 sets of armor. There's a bit more utility. Yugi's got a smoke and a flashbang, and a smoke for electronic.
Absolutely so. Most teams favor towards inside. The Molotov suggests that's where they'll go. Very good for post-plant situations. Also stopping the rotations towards that connector as well. CZ for simple, though. No Deagle. This seems to be the Superman purchased on the CT side. Going fast towards Pop Dog this time. Edward could be ready and waiting. Simple, though, just doesn't seem to care, Matthew. He's throwing the rulebook Counter-Strike away, and he's completely lighting them up. This is unbelievable. Simple with the headshots from hell as he pushes inside. Doesn't even take a single point of damage there, Matt. That is sick.
Wake up, Heroic.
Oh, my God.
You've got to go against Simple. He almost got it to start off the game. Imagine feeding Simple an ace in round number 1 of an elimination series. He's 2 HP away from doing it. Yugi, who is a very skilled player in his own right, will eventually go down, but denies it. So 4+1 for Simple. He'll still take that all day long. Little fist pump. And it's 1-0 Na'Vi. What a start.
He's one of those sort of players as well. If you give him that sort of round to kick things off, he's going to be in the zone. He's going to be an absolute beast this game. Look at him go. Just look at the top right corner. You can see his eyes flicking around, screaming to his teammates. He goes for a scout.
Keep in mind, yes, they have, you know, headsets on, and there's good amount of distance from us, obviously, so they can't hear our calls. They are fairly close to each other in that studio, so they can be yelling and screaming and bickering back and forth. So that yell from Simple will have been fallen upon Heroic ears. Maybe deaf ears, because they were all dead at that point.
That was so wild.
Zeus inside UMP, knows they're inside of the brown halls with smokes down. He'll position himself accordingly. He's got a player in there with him to support in the form of Flamey, and Flamey does have a rifle to work with, the M4, so he's got the range game, hence why he falls back to cover off The catwalk dropping in, gets his vision back, only partially blinded, but what a start in return. Both Flamey and Zeus go down. Zeus was up close, remember. And on that, they're going to push forward, as they should do on the T side. Both guns have still down and not picked up, yet to be grabbed. One of them, Flamey's, is going to be hard to get to. That's quite deep inside of the site, and that means it favors Na'Vi swinging back around, and they do so successfully. Electronic and Simple.
Well played, Na'Vi. Do manage to fend off the force by here. Bomb gets planted. Got a bit dicey, I have to say. Simple rotating on the scout. Electronic doing good work with the M4A4. And the round will be theirs. 2-0 coming in. I don't think Heroic will force buy in the third. They'll just have a decent buy for the fourth. As long as you get the bomb down those force buys, you're A-OK. We'll probably afford some PT-50s and stuff here. Maybe some Deagles if they're feeling like it. Nico certainly could. He is a bit of a demon with the Deagle. Chance for things to come. Oh, they're force buying. Okay, that's definitely an option for them. 2 AKs, I think, coming out. This is a big balls call, Matt. They're hoping Na'Vi will make mistakes. Push, try and get information, try and style on them with the MP9. And this could work out. This could be Modi and Rubina. Just being support players, you can see they've got no armor. They dropped the AKs to their teammates, set them up. And the key to this is, Matt, you don't want to be shooting the AKs at all until you guarantee the kill. No wall bangs, no spamming smokes. You do not want to give away the fact you've got AKs. Don't even fire Deagles. You want them to think you've just got Glocks, no armor right now. So you won't see anyone throwing even any utility. They want to see if the CTs are going to be a little bit too aggressive here. That's the play right now.
Flash in, Yugi.
As soon as they fire that AK, the game's up. So even when flash, they're not going to spray.
Electronic swings out behind E-Box, only for one. You'd think that Electronic near the E-Box would have something spark, some sort of spark in it, but Edward swings back in behind it. They'll make amends. It's Zeus to take down Snappy, just Modi remaining. He wants that AK. Does Edward? He'll get it. And with the bomb down, Modi's got to back well off. 12 HP, just the Deagle still. Good luck.
Didn't really work out as planned. Modi, no armor, 12 HP. Don't think he has any grenades either. Just walks down towards lower. The bomb is down outside. It was a big balls call, like I said, but one that won't be really working out too well for them at all. Well. Modi looking to get one kill potentially here. It's taken a long time. They'll probably be considering this at least as an option for them. And yeah, Simple watches it like a hawk, very aware. Changes up towards Pop Dog and Connector. I don't think he saw Modi come out. It looks like he did. Looks actually quite assertive now. 10 seconds, and Modi will be dealt with there. Good work by Na'Vi. This is a great foundation to build upon and train. 3-0 start was guaranteed to be 4-0 start on the CT side. Heroic, in terms of firepower, can't really go toe-to-toe with Na'Vi at all. You think about the star players of this team, will be Yugi against Simple. Simple's hands down much better in terms of individual skill than Yugi. Nico going against Flamey. I'd say that's a pretty equal battle overall, but I'd still give Flamey the edge.
Modi's got a lot of skill.
He has.
Just hasn't hit the peak that he, used to have, perhaps.
I'd compare him to perhaps Edward, and I'd say yes, probably Modi does slightly beat Edward.
I might go Rubino to Edward.
Sure.
But Edward, speaking of, is going toward Pop Dog. And he makes good work of it. 2 kills plus the assist, plus Electronic to take down Yugi. Snappy with the Deagle. And the round to Na'Vi. Electronic rushing him down with the MP9. He'll grab that Deagle as well. So he upgrades the pistol. Why not?
This is a bonus round of sorts. You get 2 MP9s here. Wouldn't be surprised if Na'Vi go for another aggressive play towards that lower round.
Their money's going to be huge early because of that early buy that didn't work out for Heroic. We now go into round 5. They've brought out an op at 4 AKs. They get broken here with 2 MP9s. Simple's naturally gone to the EWP. He had 10K.
Yeah.
But man, this could be, Na'Vi could be built, established.
Oh yes. 2 AKs, an AWP, 1 MP9 for Flamey, presumably placed towards like Pop Dog, something like that. He'll be positioned right now, yes indeed, towards Pop Dog. Electronic just holds with utility. Simple. Even though he's held off by Flames, he still wants to pick this, and I would not advise that. Gets away with it. Had a chance.
Definitely had a chance. Had a dog in the fight. Snappy will rotate back around toward T-spawn. Modi with the shots down at the bottom of Pop Dog. Simple steps to try and find the angle. He couldn't quite do it. They'll still work their way in, though, with the left side smoke. Didn't even know that window had a hallway behind it, to be honest with you. Don't really look at that when I go by there, but left side smoke, they could certainly isolate to the right. The problem is the Molotovs held that off, but now that they're gone, Snappy has his way in. Simple will position accordingly. If they take backtracks, they can wrap to Old Bomb. That'll make Simple uncomfortable, but they don't have that position yet. Nico, great kill to Edward, might make that more likely because then 3 to front and 1 to wrap. Simple on the AWP. They're still trying to pressure him. So many flames down. Nico's got the shot. Great job from Heroic. Slow and steady, but they took map control very systematically.
Well, there you have it. Heroic, great job to get on the board there. And that's going to be Na'Vi feeling the pressure a little bit more here. Frags coming in from Snappy and Nico. All for Simple, though, once again. A chance to break Heroic somewhat. Won't be completely broken down. Rubino, veteran of the game. Not known to be like high-octane fragger or anything like that, but certainly a safe pair of hands and very calm. As Simple, the exact opposite. He's up in your face and he's furious as he rains down upon Snappy. Yugi, though, keeping things competitive as he manages to take down Electronic. Similar vein there. Flash is coming through, and this is a heavy commitment now. Rubino almost guaranteed to kill Simple. Oh my, he doesn't check that.
I would have thought that he did, especially because, you know, give and take, Yugi took A main when they decided to get aggressive toward Ivy, knowing that there was no pressure on him, and got the shot back to Electronic on the AWP. That, to me, meant that he was watching it and didn't see Simple fall off the angle. I would have thought Rubino had to know that he was to his left.
Unbelievable.
But Maudie and Nico in a 2 versus 3 with the bomb still in their possession, so something they can do with that, perhaps, especially given they've got 2 smokes. Incendiary picked up, but essentially 2 Molotovs. Smoke bounced at the bottom of the ramp. Zeus will be aware of that, but Maudie's not going to go on it. In fact, runs off. Nico heads back to join. They will go after the smoke. Perhaps they hope that the timing of the smoke will, in fact, be the fake in itself. That they'll read that it's a fake and read wrong. Zeus does not, doesn't have to budge. They had the advantage, no need to over-rotate. And holding the angle, yes, I would bow down and pray if I were Heroic as well. Because it's now 5-1 for Na'Vi and a reset already.
It's going to be a huge reset. Round number 7. They will have the AKs, the UMP. One smoke, one Molotov inside. Not so much execution. Contact by Nate to the face. And Zeus is ready. Doesn't land the first shot, though. He could have a spot of bother here, absolutely. Edward backs him up and gets the kill on towards Rubino. Modi feeling the pressure here, but nailing the shot. You did point him out as a skilled player here, and it's certainly proving to be true. Yugi will fight back in response. Although, can't do enough. 3 versus 1. Heroic fighting back with a lesser buy there. And Zeus, always known to play within the B-bomb sites. It has been known that teams like to bully positions he plays in. He's one of the weaker fraggers within the Na'Vi side.
Certainly is. So, slow the pace down, guns to be brought back up. Heroic buy themselves around effectively. And after we talked about Na'Vi being able potentially to run away with things, they now find themselves with little weapons left after 3 rounds closely contested, and even with those little weapons or slight weaponry, Electronic will find a shot on Nico at Pop Dog. Traded, of course, but gives Na'Vi a bit of a chance because now they have 3 rifles and an AWP against 2 AKs, an AWP, and a UMP. It's a slighter margin, if you will. That said, you still have a thinned out defensive line, so there'll be holes somewhere, and Heroic is going to want to exploit those.
Flashbang in towards Pop Dog. Electronic finding that first kill with the CZ. Shooting out the windows to potentially mask the noise of the pop flash coming down. Could be an interesting idea. Vino's made it down safely. They've got most of their utility remaining, but Flamey on the AWP this time. Not simple. Flamey is the secondary AWPer of the squad. Got a minute to work with here. This is a huge round for the Danish boys. Scandinavian, I guess to say. Zeus. If he can get a trade here, there's a chance. Under-equipped right now, no kits. Simple. Fantastic player. They have to commit to inside now. Good work by Zeus. Strikes. They didn't have to overcommit that at all. Went for a little bit more. Now it's up to Simple to try and shut them down. He'll get the first. Bomb down, Yugi. Nice response. Flamey needs to pick this. Try and deny the plant the best he can. Can't do it. Misses the shot. Now, advantage back towards Heroic.
Well, that said, Edward is one of two to try and get toward the bomb. One of two that don't have a kit. AWP for Flamey, no armor, nails the shot. Did it before he was blind. Good read from Edward. Yugi spotted him and wanted to back away because he needed to create distance between him and his enemy target. But even without that kit, they do it successfully. They retake the site and go 6-2. So Na'Vi not willing to go down without a fight, not willing to concede to an eco and allow Heroic to get to a much narrower score line and start to build up rounds for themselves.
Back and forth game, Matt.
It is. I'm impressed, but it's still it's the start
enough
from Na'Vi.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Heroic now at this point, they're on the back foot again, but there's no reason why they can't win these rounds. They're proving to be able to keep up in terms of the individual duels, especially with the pistols and the Gilils. Basic utility. Tactical timeout. Peacemaker needs to inspire them now. Snappy, the in-game leader, is in the middle. We'll see. This can work out for them. Calm things down.
Yeah, certainly. It's the right choice to make.
Deagle for Nico, but don't let that alarm you. I was going to say, because he is actually very, very powerful with that weapon. A lot of the Danes are, but him in particular is unbelievable with it. So we'll be happy to use the pistol here. Galil for Rubino. That might be a little bit more worrying, but I have 3 smokes, flashbangs, Molotovs. Simple back on the AWP. Hasn't really gone ham with that weapon just yet. So it's been that CZ that kicked things off that was unbelievable. Go for that brown horse control. Going to be pushing Simple back. He'll probably still picking the flames here. You could see he wanted to do it, but couldn't afford to go that deep inside that Molotov.
Nico will sit back on the Deagle. He'll let Yugi and Snappy take charge first before the ramp. It's Simple that will position accordingly with the 8WP. Flash out. He's blinded, forced off the angle. I think Marty may have spotted him falling as well, but he takes the secondary approach. Fast reactions to go. That's more than almost a flick. That's a calculated angle to hit Snappy. He gave up the shot on the cross to bomb, though, in doing so. So despite doing the damage, they lose Zeus and the bomb gets planted.
Again, Matt, it's that mentality of just taking down Zeus. He's always alone in these bomb sites. You think about overparts and you think about Mirage. That's where Zeus is. You can get in that bomb site, trade him out. You're going to be bullying areas of the map, and that we've commented on this a lot of times. And Zeus might not be cut out for the anchor positions. I'm not sure.
I understand the mentality of an in-game leader wanting to anchor, though,
but remember,
because all the skill can work together, and he knows they'll rotate together, and he gets information to secure or fortify decisions, if that makes sense. So
sure, but if
by playing alone, he can make calls.
But if you can't frag,
I get it. No, I'm not. Yeah, not saying it's justified. I'm just saying I can understand the mentality behind it. So they'll concede this round. They'll go for the save with 4 players up. That'll give them a chance in the next round. Calculated decision to play out the long game, and 3 rounds now for Heroic as a result.
The longest time within Na'Vi, Flamey was the inside player, and he did a very good job, and that's been adjusted. And I think it's such an important position that you do need to make sure it's someone like Flamey who can actually handle it. And you think back to other teams, ZipX plays it for Astralis. He's actually an amazing anchor player, great clutcher. That's what you want. You want someone who's very good at clutches, someone who's smart, who can just hold up and have great aim. Think about Taz, historically was very good in that position, no longer part of VP. But you want players that really understand it and can have high impact. Zeus alone there again with just a UMP.
Flash out. An electronic gets caught by it. Has to back off. Backs off. Bomb's still down. Get ready for execution. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 smokes. Looks like they all might be used in this play as well. Snappy's just holding to make sure they're not going to push forward. In fact, change it up a bit. Rubino is going to get more aggressive.
Smokes outside. Like that towards Pop Dog. That's quite cool.
Interesting choice to re-smoke Pop Dog, where Maudie was already there. So Maudie's actually backing off of it.
There's normally 2 CTs for Na'Vi, if you'd realize that. They sometimes run that strat, so just eliminates that risk. Removes him from the game, and Rubino finds the double spray down. Perfectly played strategy so far. Na'Vi have no idea what's happening here, but Simple seems to be waking up to the facts. They're all over the outside bomb side. Zeus rotating in. He's going to have his work cut out for him with that UMP. Can't find the shot, though. That has to be a kill. Takes him down to low HP, and Electronic to finish things off. Nice work by Na'Vi. 7-3 after losing the first 2 frags. Rubino gifted that double spray down. They can't convert it. Simple, good positioning beneath the heaven, and manages to make the round a success. But Heroic know they've got the financial situation of Na'Vi in a very tricky position, so they're definitely going to buy into this round. 7-3 now. Just need to win one of these to force them down to pistols. 5 AKs, 3 smokes, not too bad. Definitely possible.
So toward Ivy. Flash over Yugi. Smokes go down in the middle of the site. Na'Vi do very well to win that round back because you're right. Heroic looked perfect on the way through. They catch off Edward. A little bit aggressive.
With that MP9, trying to just trade out a frag.
It's an ambitious play. Up the ladder, silently. Definitely heard them run by, but didn't account for anyone else to be there. So B site, again, going to be under threat. Heroic, despite the last round being coordinated, it didn't work out, but looked good at the start of it, at least the initial idea. They'll go back over toward B.
Yeah.
In theory, good read, good catch on the ladder that time to get away.
Yeah, sneaky. That advantage again. Edward rushed inside and tried to make a play. Greeted by Nico. Dealt with him accordingly. Could be heading towards Ivy here. Time still okay, 45 seconds. Like they're setting up for an execute. Nico setting up that smoke again, I think, for the Pop Dog. Could be the exact same smokes designed to take out the AWPers and segregate players playing on the side itself. As we look towards main entrance there, 30 seconds remain. 1 smoke now. Rubino's got it, so nothing will be thrown in. Electronic, let's see what kind of fragging you've got. Not good enough, I'm afraid. He needs to be one of the star players of the rifle. It's so streaky, and it's going to be Flamey left in a 4 versus 1.
Flamey to try and do what he can even to survive at this point. Money's still, you know, very honest. In fact, either side, another round where the winner puts themselves in a great position, and the team who succumbs to this goes back to essentially pistols. It's funny, it seemed at round 4, or 5, excuse me, when it was 4-0. I was saying Na'Vi was going to be running away with the economy situation, but Heroic's done well. There you go. Talking about it. They bring us the scoreboard to show us it is extremely close.
Well, it absolutely is. Saving 1 M4, they'll probably force around it with the pistols and see what they can do.
This will be, as well, you could see from what they showed on the scoreboard there as well, the observers, this will be 7 rounds in a row that it's gone 1 for 1. They've traded rounds.
Yes.
Which makes the money extremely tight on either side. And this is now the chance where they can break it, because it's whittled them down enough that Na'Vi can't really even force on this. I'm sure they would love to, knowing that the money's going to be tight on the other side, but it's only going to hurt them down the long run. They'll be double eco. They're almost double eco now, to be fair. So yeah, they're going to go for it for that reason, because they were 1,900 on just under 2K, so they would rather try to break them back than have a ropey buy in the next one as well.
1 M4, FAMAS. It's in the hands of Edwards. Simple just gets a deagle and head armor. He's all in. Watch out for that. Definitely always a factor. CZs for Zeus and Electronic. The unpause is called. Round number 12. This is our second best of the 3 of day. As Renegades actually went for the playoffs earlier on, 2-0 against the Hellraisers. Good game that was, actually. 4 players make it 3, heading towards inside. They might be pushing that lower ramp again. It's Flamey to lead the charge. Yugi, though, opens things up, takes Edward. in transition as he tries to come out of the connector there a little bit late. Snappy, Mac 10. Gets a chance to open things up again towards the Ivy position, but it's Simple waiting for him.
Rubino runs Simple down, runs him into the ground. No damage taken from the Deagle. He will find Electronic. Additionally, so now it's just Zeus and Flamey. They're going to try for a flank. I wonder if they even go. Okay, fair enough. They're going to. Zeus is going to walk out. That's gonna, and they spotted the foot. Yugi saw it. That's going to indicate that they are coming from T-spawn. I thought they might just try and hide in their own spawn to make it seem like why would they be there? Let's go over to Fort B to try and hunt down the only gun that they have because Flamey's going to want to hold this M4. We mentioned it. They're effectively in double eco territory, so the M4 is going to be great to have next round. Conversely, they're trying to use it to get a second weapon to strengthen that a little bit further, which is why now they're trying to run down Rubino. Not going to work Zeus's falls, and they lose the M4 for it. So 7-5, Heroic starting to close the gap.
They certainly are. Very competitive game here. Both these teams very well versed on Train. I did give quite a heavy edge to Na'Vi, but they've managed to keep Simple pretty contained. Apart from the pistol, he hasn't done a whole lot. Yugi looking good at that AWP. Takes down the connector player. That was Edward. Full eco here. No chance of Na'Vi to really win this one. I think an absolute nightmare of a round from Heroic to even stand a chance here. Looking towards that connector again. He's going to have a chance to take down at least one. There's the Mac 10. Oh my goodness, not like this. Where's the trade? Now there's a chance. The Yuki, the AWP as well. He needs to run away. Okay, the inside plant comes in. That'll secure the round. I got a little bit worried there.
Nico. Making sure that the flank isn't going to be a problem. Pretty close. Zeus going down. I think he gets a shot from the Deagle into the backside of him, but didn't quite catch the head. Madi might... Nope, not going to. He checked it. They might get caught and give up an AK. Guns next round for Na'Vi. Either way, it's 7-6 end of the half. Heroic's playing this quite well. They're looking drilled. They've certainly had some good execution. They're playing as a team. They're playing for trades. They've got good position, good reads. And Yugi mentioned it, on skilled pace, I think he's the most likely to get anywhere near Simple, if that's possible. And it certainly shows on the scoreboard. He's at 12, Simple's on 13. 4 of which of those from Simple came on the pistol round.
Yeah, I think that's the only amount of massive impact he's had, really. Heroic are making this a very close game. The fact they're on the T side, now 6 rounds is enough generally. They can even get a couple more here, considering the money's still quite low for Na'Vi.
I would say the Ivy round with the AWP as well was pretty good.
Sure. It was, well, it wasn't like, that wasn't like him going bananas, was it? As Rubino not even checking the close corner, he walked out. And
the first shot was aggressive, but yeah, no, you're
right.
right. You're right. It wasn't like he single-handedly manipulated the round.
But yeah, I'm not saying, like, the thing is just simple. He sets the expectations so high that I just expect one of those like amazing jaw-dropping games from him. So if you don't get it, sometimes you're a little bit disappointed. Electronic though, oof, my goodness.
He's probably so annoyed. Literally every nade in the game thrown at him except for a Molotov.
Yeah, from the kitchen sink. There we go. 5-on-3. Electronic does get tagged up, but he does assist in finding some frags here. Zeus needs to be careful. Remember, he is the one that's commonly bullied here. Pulls that frag off though, uses the sound cue. 1-for-1, fine with that. Bomb will be planted. They've got a massive lead here, but Snappy's got something to say about it, trying to catch players in transition. He's isolated Simple as well. That's going to slow him down. There's still definitely a chance of winning this one. 2 Molotovs to work with and no smokes. And Nico hits a great shot.
Run and gun. AK to the head of Flamey. And you're right, Simple was slowed down. I thought they might try and push the issue faster on the site to get Nico out of it, knowing Snappy was going to rotate back through Pop Dog. This has made this a very winnable situation, but Simple's not playing around. You want to lurk? I'm going to lurk on you. Snappy down, and Nico, the holding off bomb side. He's got it, slides out, and 7-7 Heroic not only take the round, but they could as well take the half because money's still tight on Navi's side.
4-on-2 situation. That all comes down to Snappy stepping up and delivering there. He manages to hold Nico strong outside.
Edward says HP. Rubino says 43, even though he was asking Nico, and Nico says 100. In other words, I'm not telling you anything.
He goes, sorry, 50 then. So he's trying to be a bit of a dick, but didn't really
his own teammate turned him in.
stick the landing, did he? Well, there we go. Round of 15 coming in. FAMAS's Max 7s and Scouts. This is like a Heroic will win the half, and that's not an easy kill. All right, Yugi. Spot the legs there is simple. He's got the Scout again. Nico, yeah, is absolutely huge. Thanks to Snap, he's great outside play that's delayed simple for so long.
$100 HP. You guys aren't good enough to touch me. Madi above ladder, Flamey down below this time. It won't be the same as last time with Electronic in that position. Molotovs him out. Nico walks in from main. That was all by design. Push him out of the position and be ready to catch. Electronic needed to be watching a main faster. He does at least get the trade, and Simple on a Scout removes Yugi. Oof. And a shotgun removes Madi. This isn't bad for a roped buy.
It's not bad at all. First half coming to a head now, and this is going to be Edward struggling with Rubino there. He does manage to do significant damage, taking him down to 24 HP. Snappy has to be the hero of this one, and Simple with that Scout is such a menace. Rubino won't stand a chance here, I'm afraid. 25 seconds, and that's the final kill coming in, and Na'Vi just about maintained the lead there, but Heroic certainly staying competitive. Hot on the heels here of Na'Vi. Nico at the top 11 kills, Yugi 12. Pretty decent showing from both teams, I have to say. Na'Vi had that great start, 5-1 in the reset, but back and forth, as you pointed out, 7 rounds where no one could really run away with the game. Finally, Heroic broke the serve and got 4 in a row, but Na'Vi will take the lead in the very final round there. Pistol, hugely important here, I think, especially for Heroic. If they can get the momentum here in the second half, build up that 3-0, get their money established, that could be something really quite powerful. Na'Vi get it, though. I feel like Simple hitting 16 frags now. That could be just enough to get them over the finish line here. Certainly the more experienced and, as we said, in terms of firepower, better team. Have a look at the buy for the T side and see if we can work out where they'll be heading. 4 sets of armor, 1 smoke, 1 flash. It's probably used to either the connector or the lower ramp. Flash over through the window by the brown halls and try and trade out a frag at the bomb train. Once a bomb planted, Heroic are in a spot of bother there because you can see they've got no defuse kit. They've gone for 5 sets of armor themselves. So will it be the inside play? Indeed, it looks like it will be. Watch out for the smoke. You do have those 2 options. Most teams do it towards the connector these days, seeing as you have a bit more vision when you're actually committing towards the site and removes any long-range players, but it doesn't account for this. Simple, though. He's got everything under control. He's got that PT50 map. It gives you a lot more range, one-tap potential, as you just saw, compared to the Glock. And has recently been nerfed. I say recently, about 4 months ago it was nerfed. Sorry, buffed.
Buffed.
The word's right.
The opposite.
Yeah, the exact opposite. There's the flashbang and the smoke towards connect, as I said. And another great kill from Flamey. That should be the round now, unless Nico can do something magical. He cannot. And that's it. 5 versus 1, or 4 versus 1. And Rubino with no kit, as we referenced, will have his work cut out for him.
Flamey working his way up on the Glock, can't quite hit it. Does actually get Rubino in the end as he dances out. So Na'Vi taking second pistol as well. Another chance to stretch their legs. They did so last time. Battle that first half. Huge battle, and finally Heroic broke them down. Could have easily been a very one-sided score for Na'Vi, if not for their great efforts. They're going to have to find equal efforts now. Dig just as deep to try and limit Na'Vi's success in the first few rounds, especially with 4 SMGs up. Get them down, get some kills. Don't let them build that money. Passive hold from Heroic. I think they're going to try and work this in numbers. They stacked outside originally, and now they're all rotating together toward B. So they're hoping for crossfires. They're hoping for position to win this for them.
Once again, no information gathered from Na'Vi. They are definitely guilty of this sort of play, running into stacks and not really having any reason to make these sort of commitments. He looks disjointed and clumsy right now, but they are at least keeping things level. Modi has been ran past, and this is difficult to watch. I don't know what's going on. Why are they planting when they haven't cleared the bomb site?
Modi! Oh, Modi's had an absolute stinker of a round. He does make up for it and get Zeus. He turned away just as a player walked out in front of him, but now as he turns back, he does make up for it and get Zeus. It's down to just Simple, you're right. Na'Vi walked directly into the stack, so position works for Heroic. Did Monty spot Simple or not? He's making a lot of noise, tapping it, certainly expecting him to walk down from the ramp, and he wants to hug the wall. A tight angle for Simple to find, but he knows he's not on the bomb. He doesn't actually have to peek that far, sees the shadow, but Snappy's got the angle from afar, and Heroic have the round.
Yes, he has. 100% got it.
100%.
Yep.
Let's see if you're good with your statistics. Well done.
There you go.
Oh, you were staring at me. You weren't even looking at the screen. You knew. You were just watching me to wait for my reaction. You didn't even doubt it.
Well, there we go. It's going to be Heroic there fighting back. And I hate those rounds. I can't stress enough. You need to run a default against pistols. You need to work out, are we going into a 5-man stack? It's something Zeus does all the time. Did it at the major. It cost them a lot of games. You've got to run a default. You can send a Mac 10 in first, work out the stack there. And why they're rushing the plan. With so much time available, you haven't even cleared the site out yet. You traded some frags. You don't know. You haven't got information. Just wait and make sure it's clear. Very sloppy. And it's one of the worst parts about Na'Vi's game is those awful commitments against pistols.
Certainly. So Flamey with the Deagle. Monty will sit behind the A train. He'll actually transfer back below Heaven. Very passive. Yugi the only one that's really getting forward toward him in on the M4. 3 AKs. We're going to go back and forth again. If Na'Vi lose this, they'll be certainly in trouble for a few rounds at least without bomb plants. Likewise for Heroic. Simple. Needs to make amends for the last round. Traded out very effectively for the final kill. Sprays in this time. Yugi's got electronic. He barely comes out off that with much loss, although he does get found by Flamey's Deagle. Rubino's got a better position, top green. Smoke behind him still at Ivy. No one actually walking in that direction, but it keeps him contained, at least for now. At least for now, he spots Simple. Simple's going to go down inevitably, and Bomb with him. Good play from Rubino. He's going to grab the M4 instead. I think he wanted the AK. There's one there. He gets to it. No, he doesn't. He stays on the M4, excuse me. Now he gets the AK, but he gets the kill on Zeus either way. 9-9. Heroic could actually feasibly win this map.
Absolutely. 100%. RV need to wake up now. This is not looking like a world-class team. Struggling in the last year. Losing Guardian, I've not really been too convinced by the squad.
It is Heroic's pick, by the way. Train.
Sure.
We go Mirage next for Na'Vi. Overpass was left over. Overpass was passed over.
Passed over, yeah. Indeed.
Nate doesn't quite go far enough to catch Simple, but Yugi will push up and take care of him on the MP9. Simple's not exactly running rampant in this game. You said it. It's not been the best tournament that he's had.
I don't think he's looked particularly convincing in most of the tournaments. Some good maps. Nothing to write home about. He's not going to get the MVP anytime soon. Need to find a lot more consistency than what he's currently presenting.
He does still lead the way on 18. Again, that speaks to expectations and the standards we have for Simple, but it's the impact, as you mentioned, as well. Yugi, MP9 will watch inside a Pop Dog. I like how they're wearing a conductor hat. They're even trying to make it look convincing when they're going to blow up the joint. Just a worker.
Yeah.
Madi and Rubino, they're working hard. They'll shut down the crossfire toward the front of the site. Oh, the poor conductor, that didn't go so well. You know, though, his emotions are consistent, I will say that. Didn't really deter his facial expression one bit.
He was still like, this is fine.
Yeah.
I'll just have a lie down
fine.
here. As we'll check out Heroic. Taking the lead now on their map pick. Good work so far in the second half. Losing the pistol and bouncing back with a little bit of help from Na'Vi. Simple 18 kills, only 2 so far in this half. AK's coming out. Nades not too damaging towards Flamey there in the main entrance. Nico investigates towards the lower ramp, and Yugi goes one step better there at Ivy. Finds Zeus, opening pick, working out, but Flamey fighting back in emphatic style there. Nice headshot towards Modi. Rubino flashed off, but Using the smoke as a veil. Simple presumably goes down here. Absolutely so. Well played.
Well played indeed. With a lead late, a lead they've worked very hard for. Tied 7-7, they lost the first half, they lost the pistol. This game's been a grind for them. They've certainly, if they win it, have earned it, and you can't dispute that. Edward gonna sit tight behind Tanker, watch the sidewalk if anyone comes out from Z Connector, if anyone wants to slide up. Snappy, meanwhile, is gonna get him behind him. No one watching this. Come on, this has to be checked. It's one of the most predictable positions for a retake. It's so narrow. It's so concealed, and it gets you so far forward toward the bomb. Snappy now takes Electronic. Big misplay, in my opinion, not to at least consider that holding the position. Edward should have shoulder peeked it at least once. As Flamey has to back off. They're just gonna give it up. Diffuse done, Heroic on 11.
It's not looking too good for Na'Vi here. This is a very average showing from them, losing the first pick. Again, Rubino stepping up. Impressive outside hold, I have to say. Good mobility from himself and using the smokes to change his position up after taking some damage. Peacemaker looks understandably confident so far. This hit from that pick. They have full control of the game. Money broken again. Flamey saves the AK-47, but I don't think this will bring around victory for them. Remember, this is Na'Vi on home soil. Looking to make the playoffs here. It would be shocking if they didn't. This is a 2-2 game. Loser goes home. Winner goes to the playoffs. First map of our best of 3. Move on to do Mirage next, and then pass if required.
Overpass if required. It might be, to be honest with you.
I think so at this point. I feel like Heroic have got this. Got the old flying cap on there.
Yeah. Trains and planes.
Yeah.
Trains, planes, and automobiles.
Exactly. So, CZs.
Looks a bit like Tom Hardy in Dunkirk.
Indeed.
Had to remember that guy's name. He's not that relevant.
Oof. Thought that was the kill coming in for Edward there. He did manage to open things up towards a B-bomb site before. Managed to get a bomb down, but that was about it. The retake was very successful, and this will be some sort of inside fake. Perhaps see the bomb in T-spawn right now. They might just be setting up Zeus to get in there with the CZ, see if he can trade out a frag. And who is that towards? Oh, that's Electronic, just for the CZ. Bomb making its way towards the B halls at least. He's trying to stab the windows.
Flamey at the top of the ramp. No boost. Simple is certainly a position that they could go for one if they wanted to at least get information in the back of the site. Again, not common it works. It did the other day. I think it was Simple actually that hit it the other day, if I'm not mistaken.
That's right, it was.
Smoke down, Nico. You had an AWP, not a pistol, but Nico spraying into that smoke. We'll watch the sidewalk. Snappy goes back around, can't do anything of it. That goes down, so a good start, good entrance for Na'Vi. Flamey,
kill.
Good discipline. Nico missed it, but the edge of the train certainly absorbed a lot of the damage that was trying to be dealt. From Flamey's perspective, he reset the aim and made up for it. Yugi, AWP, fast as ever, will take down Zeus. He's got 2 more to find. Quick, hopeful shot, I imagine, from the top of the ladder. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, for anyone who's unaware, if you're on the ladder, it takes away all the accuracy. It's completely random at that point as to where the bullet goes. Will be
He's
Yugi.
Gone.
Yeah, falling back. Good choice. You definitely caused some damage there. Keeps them very poor in terms of their financial standing. See Flamey saving the gun previously, still has a bit more. But 4-2 now in the second half. 11-10 overall, still anyone's game. Good response by Na'Vi, bit of a gamble to force buy into that one with the CZs, but certainly worked out. Simple starting to come to life in the second half now. Finds 19 kills. Electronic. He gets no frags in the round. Remember, he was towards Ivy, just kind of setting the fake and trying to listen out for rotations. There's the man of the hour. Sasha. Edward for you, Zeus. Electronic, and indeed Flamey, the secondary orb of this squad. You'll probably see it at some point in his best of 3. We didn't really in the first half. Double orb setup though for Heroic this time. Will be Snappy and Yugi at this point. Tactical pause to come in.
Absolutely. Unpause in 5 seconds. The coach will go quiet. Peacemaker. Certainly disturbing the piece on home soil for Na'Vi as they sit 1 round in the lead and an ample opportunity to build upon that with the double AWP setup. So Snappy and Yugi. Simple on the op of his own. Heading toward inner as well. He might try and get the shot. He's already posted for it. He has the angle. If Yugi peeks this could be a kill immediately. Simple's there. Yugi doesn't want to go too far. Molotov down. He goes for the fast peek, and Simple read that like a book.
Absolutely did. Finds that opening pick. And this could be Na'Vi right back in this game. They need to maintain this advantage, though. Let's see what they can do here. No chance. As they wait for CT reactions to come in. Remember, it's a double AWP setup, so not too much mobility on the map itself. Getting deeper into the first map now, round number 22. Coming to its logical conclusion soon. Bomb down. Now, this is Na'Vi's bread and butter. Remember, Zeus, historically known as a very slow, methodical in-game leader. When they have early picks like that, this is where he really applies the brakes and makes them use their utility and start exploring the map, trying to find the advantage if they can. He'll hold up and wait until he executes until the very last second. Sometimes works against them and can look a little bit embarrassing at times. But sometimes it's magnificent and looks beautiful. Here comes a flashbang off the box there. Pops just out. Rubino up in heaven. M4 in hand, not the AWP. Bear that in mind. Can he get going here? Simple will definitely be looking towards that side of the map.
Rubino just sitting tight. Electronic gonna work back up towards Sandwich. It's gonna give him an angle to watch over top of the bomb train, and then once it's secured and planted, he'll back further off.
Well, kids here, they think they're saving already. So
it's tough call.
Rubino to stay up there. He could go for the ninja here, man. I said that with real bated breath.
He doesn't have his own smoke to do it. That would certainly increase it.
If he waits to the last, if he can time it, he goes on 7 seconds. He jumps out, straight on the bomb. I reckon it's worth a go.
Oh, he's definitely going to go. I think he should. He's going down with the bomb either way.
Yeah, definitely worth a shout.
Edward's still close enough by. I think he hears them. He's looking. He's looking. No, he just wants out with the gun.
Fair enough.
Boring.
Yeah, I wanted to give it a go, but it saves the weapon.
To be fair, it's a fair call. It's a logistics
definitely
call.
is. We want the
And money's
excitement,
low. Yep.
We want to please the crowd. But just 1 kill required. That's very rare. Let's just see that happen in a full gun round. Simple gets the opening pick. Good execution from Na'Vi, pushing them back. Rubino up towards heaven, hoping they would give him an opportunity coming through Pop Dog to find frags, but not meant to be. Round number 23, level 11. Heroic, like you said, good decision to keep their money strong. It's not great after the reinvestment of grenades. Still with the double AWP setup. Good calm call. Nico. He is a very good inside player. I'll make that clear. Like, you'll see him light it up and get multiple frags. Not like Zeus could provide. Simple. Still need AWP, waiting for aggression towards the main entrance. Flashing in Flamey potentially.
Shots to the A main position. Pre-fire. A little wall bang to see if anyone's on the other side.
Indeed.
So this to break Heroic. Or to chisel away at Na'Vi. I think it would break. They've got a round in hand, so they're all right for 1 more at least. So pressure on Heroic in that sense, because if Na'Vi in either of the next 2 rounds are able to pick up a win, they're going to set Heroic back considerably and get that much closer to the magic number as Yugi takes down Electronic. That's exactly what they'll need. This and the next round. Pressure for them. Yugi up close. Can't quite hit it, and Simple makes that all too easy. I know where you are. Thank you for the information. Steps out. He won't miss that shot.
Definitely won't. And now this is a huge play for Heroic. A lot of danger in terms of the finances here. 3-on-3 for now. Molotov's available for the tees, but not a lot of position to throw them from. Getting up the AK-47 is Snappy to convert the frag towards main entrance. Huge scalp to take, but the flashbang is good. Flamey knows one's towards the E-box now, and he will take him down. Great positional control, but the AWP finishes things off, and that is just wonderful from the young secondary AWPer there. Flamey going absolutely huge and Simple. He'll be gifted back the AWP, and I think Heroic will be on an eco now as Na'Vi steal back the
Is
lead.
it just me?
Go
or
on.
does Flamey have more impact than Simple with the AWP? Just kidding, I'm not Guardian. It's not, you can't deny that he does certainly have good impact when he
I
picks
think he
it
does.
up.
Like, I think he can be very explosive at times. Like when he picks it up, you can see that's why he is the secondary AWP. He's very fast and very good at the flicks. And I think he moves a lot more with the AWP. Like he seems like he's just running around and just trying to hit crazy shots. And this is the CZ going to be mowed down by Edward. Simple procedure here. This is a full eco now for the CTs. Modi waits beneath the pop dog area. Zeus ready to give him a nice hug if he comes up. Okay. He said he's good at that deagle, but I think this one might be done. One will be planted. Might be a chance to cover the one digs, but he'll fall back. Flamey spots the legs and transitions the shots towards the connector to find Rubino.
Nico sitting patiently under this pool. Excuse me, Madi. As soon as it picked up, Nico did get one kill, but Madi went down just as quickly. Good headshot potential, 13-11. As we mentioned, it was always going to be a tough round for Heroic, having lost the previous one and not having the guns. They'll go back to a double op setup immediately. This is where the game is, I think you would use the expression on tender hooks.
Sure. That makes sense. That would be great. Tender hooks. What's the play here with the MAC-10? There are 2 players of our helmets. Actually 3. 4. My goodness. This MAC-10 could be devastating.
Rubino toward long. Smoke down. He's just going to hold this off. Smoke down at 1:35.
1 kid, just a note. Flamey, surely dead there. Yes, indeed. Simple shot.
Flamey made that all too easy because they know the money's low. Double up setup, but they weren't ready to read that. I was going to say they could bleed them out at this point. That was the point I was sort of getting toward with the first smoke down at 1:35 because they've only got 1 smoke now remaining. They've already used their second of 3. Simple's going to find Yugi. That's one of the 2 ops down on the CT side.
Giving away the advantage, he picked up himself. Now Zeus will upgrade to the AK-47, dropping the MAC-10. Rubino has made a lot of noise there. Edward, oh, Zeus doesn't even hear him.
I think I actually didn't hear any steps. I wonder if it was a sound glitch due to the train. Zeus does get Rubino. Madi gets back over to Zeus. And Madi now will take over the perch upon the bomb train as Snappy has to swing. Electronic's going to check it. He won't make the same mistake that Rubino did. Can hear him scoping from that range as well. Walks out, makes no mistake about it. Great shot, Electronic. Madi, he'll return fire, but now they know exactly where he is, and Simple posts accordingly. It's down to Nico. He could catch out Edward. Back turned, he had no idea where to look.
30 seconds now. Nico, great position to win this one out. Simple. AWP behind the E-box, but he just doesn't miss a shot, does he, Matt? It's unbelievable, that open train.
Nico even went looking exactly where he was spotted previously. He was like, all right, this is where he was, so let me figure this out.
He's surely got to miss now, but no. 3 shots fired, 3 kills. That's really excellent from Simple. I've always said this when I watch him. Like, he doesn't seem to make any mistakes when he plays, right? It's like he seems to know exactly where the CTs will push, what times they're coming in, where he has to be looking in the clutches. It just seems like it's like chess. He's like a few moves ahead of his opponents every single time. He knows what they're going to do before they even realize. It's nuts. For such a young player, hasn't got many years under his belt and plays amazing Counter-Strike almost every single game. Scouts and Deagles here as Na'Vi home in. At point, Modi gotta find 2 here.
Oh my goodness, the timing.
They're always so sloppy on these anti-ecos.
I like how you're hesitant to say it. Why? It hurts me.
Just hold up, lads. Just hold up in the default. You've got all your nades out. No one's watching Pop Dog. Come on.
And good team play by Madi as well. He juggles the guns back, so 2 AKs now carried over to the CT side. You're right, MP9 capitalizing. Big return on investment, not just strictly monetary values, but also the weaponry, which do have their own monetary value. That is the most indifferent dead person I have ever seen.
Maybe he's not dead. Maybe he's in a coma.
Maybe he's faking it.
Playing dead.
Tax evasion. That's what I say. 5 versus 3. Heroic. Stun Na'Vi early. Madi stuns Na'Vi early. Nico's going to have to hold off the site. Madi's with him. Simple and Electronic want to go in the high side. Zeus to go in from lower. Close smoke with gap. Suggests drop. That's exactly what they go for. Madi's still blind. Easy kill for Simple as a result of it. Didn't lose much HP, but they did lose Zeus to Nico on the other side at the ramp side. And they're yet to get the bomb plant. They won't even get that far. Rubino with a headshot on the scout. Nico with the AK and weapons picked up. Carried over 14-12.
Somehow Modi gets them back in the game. MP9 pushing one of the most difficult points on the map. You're on a ladder, you're under-equipped, but the timing is just perfect. Na'Vi slip up again against nothing. On Scout and MP9 and pistols. As I said, it's the worst part of their game. Anti-ecos, they seem to drop to them so many times.
So tactical from Heroic used yet again. They've now used 3. Na'Vi has used 2.
All the fist bumps. Got every single one.
You have to. It's all about morale.
I'm a bit sick of the fist bump. I think we need to mix it up a bit.
Just make sure you include everyone.
Double.
You leave me out, I'm going to take it personal, and then I'm not
Yeah.
going to play well because
True.
screw you.
Snappy on the Scout instead. Right, this is huge now. I can't believe Na'Vi give up so many rounds to pistols, but there you go.
Ooh.
Simple doesn't give up much, does he? Through the smoke. A lot of teams will see smokes as force fields and think no one can push through them. Simple doesn't play by your book.
I don't think many people, especially the younger generation, do in CSGO, to be fair. Seems to be the young guys that are more prone to pushing. Stewie certainly made that known. Perhaps more known than it already was. Nico, good push in return, though. Does catch off Edward. Good return from the CTs. They had to do something.
Yep, absolutely. That's a good reaction. Edward did not see that one coming. Gets his head blown off, and that's great to have the AK-47 in the CT hands. 4 and 4. This round decides whether Heroic have a fighting chance here. Snappy in front of the smoke. Molotov's coming in. He'll be in front of those two. Has to hit both these shots. Misses the first. Goes in the little nook there, but will fall back to more defensive line. Locks him in with the incendiary. They won't be able to push out and go towards the bomb site just yet. They know it. They'll try and smoke him off so he can't actually have vision at all. Simple's still alive. He opened things up, but Rubino is surely going to be finding the second frag here. Indeed he is. Simple, always so sharp. Takes another 3 on 3.
Smoke down Electronic, even though there was a small gap. Got through it while Snappy was blinded, but made the mistake of going back into it. And now the advantage switches. It's Heroic with 3 players left against just Simple and Zeus, who are going to rush this toward the inner bomb, or excuse me. No, that's correct, the inner bomb site. The enclosed bomb site.
Nico, like I said, he's a beast.
This is
sometimes.
perfect.
He gets at least one hit every time.
I'd say he gets more than that. Simple's going to have to go hunting. He just barely gets around the bomb train. 8 seconds. Nothing Simple can do. He either needs to die or get the bomb down. And he'll go for the former. That gives him a little bit of money, but it brings us back to 14-13.
Yeah, money should be done for Na'Vi. They'll have to take a full eco here. They do like to force buy questionable time, so who knows? Oh, the orb's out. How much money do they have? Can't be that much. I think it'll be a mixture of the orb and what, some pistols maybe? So they don't go all in. Simple had a lot more cash. So Simple AWP, we talk about him pretty much defining the term, the tactical purchase. In CSGO at least. No one really did this before. So the orb comes out. Someone like him, it's always possible. He's great at opening up the map. And Yugi fires off a speculative shot there towards the smoke. 5 on 5 for now, at least. Excuse me.
Breaking everything. Simple. Spots him. Him being Rubino. Can't do anything of it just because he's fading off the corner at the same time in which he was boosted up. So it's back the other direction instead for Na'Vi. Around.
Edwards
Heroic.
taking a moment. Just to, he's got his hands and off the keyboard and mouse there. Just while they work out the next play. Obviously in a very safe position at T-steps. No CT's going to be there. And it's down to Simple here. He needs to go first and either be baited in by the CZ and he can crack off a shot, get a trade. But like I said, Nico, I wouldn't go inside. It's not like he's weak like Zeus in this area. I think like he's going to be completely destroying you. He's so good at just patrolling this inside area, finding multiple kills. Simple, though, might be one even better than that. There's the first from Nico. Gets a couple. As I said, always good for 1 or 2.
Edward tagged up down to 14. Tries to swing back and get the shot in return. Simple hits a great one on the AWP. I was holding my breath because I thought he'd get sprayed in the smoke. He actually gets bombed down. One-on-one ensues between he and Yugi, both on AWPs. A flash for Yugi high and
Perfect
a Deagle
flash.
up close, but it's too deep. It turns Simple away, and that'll do it on its own.
Lovely stuff there. That was not the force buy, but certainly there was a case for Na'Vi winning here, the single AWP, 14-14. We are going to see all the rounds here. 29 kills for Simple in total, 16 deaths. Really turning up the heat here, carrying the team once again. He's doing everything he can.
Yeah.
And they are typing in chat. I can see Simple type, let's go in caps. Maybe mocking his teammates, or his opposition, I should say, as they get excited on the other side of the server.
Nico tells him to relax.
Good flashbang from Yugi. Like I said, it's perfect in the sense that Simple has no choice but to turn away from it, regardless of how powerful it is or not. He can't risk just looking straight at it. And Yugi wins the round, pulls out the Deagle. Had a lot of advantage there, considering Simple had no idea where he's coming from. He's so close.
The interesting thing that Simple actually turned after it detonated above him, excuse me, but I think he was just sort of confused as to what was exactly going to transpire on it. Maudie sits on top of the bomb train, 14-14. Simple certainly has stepped it up late for Na'Vi. And in doing so, he's surpassed again Yugi, who's first on the other side of the equation. He sits on 23. Bit of an inner stack, crossfire on the bomb train. They'll be able to play off of each other. Spam in the other direction does a fraction of damage to Edward, takes him down to 86 as they bust out the windows above Pop Dog. Smoke to cover the cross. Great position from Maudie because he can see both the entrance from Pop Dog and over top of the smokes toward E-Box. Great position, but Simple sees him first. I didn't even think that angle was available. Great pick inside of the site. Rubino spotted by Flamey now on top of the train as well. Question of whether or not he can find the angle instead. Nico sliding back out. That crossfire looking well. Rubino's gotten Flamey, but it's over toward the inner sight instead, where Edward's doing the work. He'll get aggressive. Pop flash for Snappy. But a Molotov and a shot from Simple to give them potentially Mac point. Molotov's going to lock them out. Snappy can't go through it. He's on 24. They might have to give this up.
They will. Map point first for Na'Vi. There's an absolute slobber knocker of a round there. Back and forth. Clumsy plays and trades not landing, and low HP players trying to get through choke points, and Yugi and Snappy will just have to give in. And Matt, look at the money for them. They might have won 3 rounds in a row, but Simple might have won the round before, but he found a lot of frags, and they have no choice but to save the AWP and the M4. If they lose that round, it was GG. Saving these two, they might have a chance. Snappy, we'll have to see what he can drop. You still get money, of course, for staying alive on the CT side. They had to make this call. If they want to win this map, it had to be the play. So there we go. Map points and Edward and co. Get it done. Simple playing out of his mind again. Looking very promising here as we go into round number 30. All the rounds. It's a new catchphrase in Counter-Strike.
I think that speaks about the competitiveness of Counter-Strike as of late.
Yes. Here's the odds right now. Provided to you by our sponsors, Loot Bet. Na'Vi, of course, the favorites, finding map point. But every chance with the AWP of Yugi that there could be something to work with here. We'll get into it then. What can Flamey do? Have the AK-47 and A main. Remember, Modi's just got a pistol here. Barely any utility for the CTs. 2 incendiaries, 1 smoke. That's it at the 1 minute 30 mark. Barely nothing. And smoking himself in towards Pop Dog. That's Modi. Sees Ed very powerful in this position for a reason we discussed earlier on Nuke. It's like a rifle in these sort of close range encounters. Maybe even better.
Goes down the stairwell. Maudie, if he came up that ladder right now, although he only has a CZ, it could be a menace. Especially if he comes down just as they go down the ramp, but he isolates one, gets a gun for it. Simple trades off Nico immediately. That'll give them the innards of the site. It's Snappy with the scout that wants to try and stop them on cross. They're not even going to take any chances.
He'll fire, though, and he'll get it hit. I knew he would. And he tags up Zeus. A bomb might be planted here. Yes, no nades to deny it. Snappy with the scout, feeling brave. Has to go in now. Needs headshots here. Might be able to find one on Simple. Misses it. That was his chance to win this round. Now it's looking good as Rubino does find another kill. Snappy ducking and weaving around the ladder. But Simple can't hit that shot. I thought that would be it.
The fact that Snappy is able to distract and nails it allowed Rubino to get close. Electronic was going to try and get the flank, and he manages to make it work just barely. 16-14, map 1 is an absolute stunning map, to be honest. A brawl.